This is the material that I got back from Printfab, and as you can see, there's a meter, that one there. I've used one of the bits, but you get the idea. You know, it's all in the shapes of the ties, and if you've planned it correctly and done the artwork correct, then all of this will come out into ties. Here I've got one of my tie designs, 3 long pieces, and these shorter pieces are what you might call the tongues, which go on the end of the tie on the opposite side. Underneath there's a piece of white material. The white material just gives everything a bit of structure. It just makes the tie thicker and nicer. But you won't need any white. There's no white underneath these small end pieces. You won't need any white for those. All of the pieces will be cut exactly to size. So we don't have to add any material. We just cut it exactly on the line. At the end of every tie, facing up, we'll have a piece of white underneath it, and this is the bigger end of the tie. So we've got this piece with a diagram like that, and it's important to lay them face to face. So we now can't see what we're doing, but we're going to pin it in that position. We'll pin it like there. Let's get another pin and pin it there. And then what that will allow us to do is we'll probably come 10 millimeters down to here, 15 millimeters across, 15 millimeters and 10 millimeters down there. Now I'm going to pin the 3 long pieces of the tie together. But this one, you have to turn it over and lay it at the same angle, and it creates a 45°. But it's very important, just on the outside edge there, for it to stick out a little bit. And then we're going to pin that one along the diagonal round about 10 or 15 mil in, like that. It's now pinned on the 45°. As we roll it over like that. Now I've got 3 pieces of tie in line with each other. And at that end, I've got a little tongue. And at the other end, we've also got a little tongue. So it's now time to sew it. Bringing the material up to the green area. Once it's in line with the green area, as we push it through the machine, keeping it against the green area, then every one of the seams will be 15 mil when required. I'm now going to cut some of this waste off there and there, but I'm also going to cut a slight bit off that piece there, which you'll see when I've done it. And the idea is so that it turns in. You can see now I've cut some of the 15 mil off, and I've cut the tip square. And that should, once it turns out, that should help all of this area work. Much like a sock, I'm going to turn this inside out and get it so it's that way round. I'm going to place it downwards like that, and I've got a big knitting needle, and I'm just going to poke up to the end point to try and get the shape that we want. I will need 2 hands for that. Now you can see we've got a nice point on that side and then a nice point on that side. Doesn't really need a great deal. Once we come to iron it, we can make that better. And the idea is, as this portion of the tie comes in and this portion of the tie comes in, we're left with a nice little feature on the back of the tie and a scooter on the front. On some of my designs, I put a white line all the way up the tie like that, and that's where I'm going to fold it over and iron it flat. The other side I'll just be laying flat, and I'll lay it flat in line with the centre line of the tie, and then the one that's folded over, we'll just fold that one over a little bit. The folded over one will end up going over the back of the tie like that. We'll try and hide that white line as well, but it just gives us a place to iron so that everything lands. when it comes to ironing this, you can go directly over the cloth, because we're ironing it, although with a hot iron, we're ironing it in an area that once we turn it over like that, you won't see it. So if you did mark it in any way, you'll not get to see it. I'll lay the flat one like that and try and get the shoes to appear within that design area. Then the folded one goes over the top, and as you can see, it creates a nice line all the way up the back of the tie. There will be a little bit of check in the front to see if everything's landed on the front. It does need, you might sometimes need to pull it in a little bit or let it out a little bit. And we're looking to get that diamond shape to be a bit more like that. As you can see with that diamond shape, it's all even, the image is appearing, that scooter's appearing a little bit there, so we'll need a little bit of pulling back. Get it until you're happy with it. And then once we've pinned it, we'll hand sew all the way up here using a similar colour cotton. I hope you like this. Now we've got it pinned and part ironed, and when I flick it over, the scooter's in the right position. We're not fully ironed it yet, and I've made sure that the wording has landed in the right place. I normally put the needle in there, come up through there. I'm using white cotton today so that you can see it, but normally you'd use the same colour cotton, red for red. So as you can see, I put the cotton through the absolute edge. I'm going to go into the tie there. I'm going to pick it up, and the second one is go up through the edge like that. So what that means is the long stitch is hidden and the short stitch is showing. So same again, we go in at the same place and coming out exactly on the fold. I work within CorelDRAW, and you can lay all your graphics inside this area. I've worked out the size of the tie, but to give you an idea, if I just go up to view there, wireframe, you can plan everything up like that and just get it in the right position. It does take a little bit of doing, but it's not impossible. And then obviously within CorelDRAW, I should have showed you that big one. Was if you wanted something like that lettering to be in another colour, you just pick another colour and you can change the tie completely. You know, if I wanted to change the scooter, for argument's sake, I could have the same drawing of the scooter in any colour you can think of. And if you wanted to change that line, you just click down here on where is it there, double click on the line. Oh, there we go, yeah, up there. And then we've got a colour scheme for the line. Just try and go up there. If we wanted to change the line colour, change that to green for argument's sake. We could also make the line colour rather thick. And when we come to do this, you just put a thicker line colour on. So everything's editable. And then once you're happy with it, and it's basically that area there, that's the planner, that's the end result, everything in position, all the graphics how you want it to be. You send that graphic as a JPEG off to PrintFab. But what I've been doing, I've been planning 4 different graphics and putting them side by side, and then that means I get 4 different graphics on one piece of material.